Hey everybody, it's Antonio with Hypnosis Product Reviews. Today on the podcast, broadcast, I've got John Sorbonne and Richard Nongard, the dynamic duo from Speed Trance from way back when. Which, speaking of, I think I have my copy right here.
Awesome. It's always good to have a copy of Speed Trance handy. Hello, John. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Richard, and welcome yourself. This is some transcontinental stuff we're doing here. New York, Oklahoma, and Hawaii.
I know. It's actually amazing.
Yeah, folks, this is the product they put out years ago, Speed Trance. I can't read that backward. Hypnotic Inductions.
That is the original Speed Trance DVD that, to some extent, really kicked off all of the interest in rapid and instant inductions. Sorbonne and I teamed up, I guess it was back in 2006, 2007, somewhere like that, to produce that DVD series. And that was sort of the time. It seems like YouTube has been with us forever, but that was the time when YouTube was really taking off. And as a result of that, what was it, John? People from, 37 different countries that you had counted?
It was in 2007.
It actually utilized Speed Trance in their languages and posted videos on YouTube, and we really started a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, we have friends all over the world. I have copies of Inductions I've invented being done in French, in Chinese, Japanese, lots of languages all over the world. I have people in India doing the inductions, Africa, South Africa has been huge, South America, I have people doing it in Spanish. You name it, there's people doing it all over the world. As a matter of fact, I have people, children, young people doing it, old people doing it, people making derivatives of inductions I've invented. So I just keep inventing speed inductions, and some of them have been as fast as a fraction of a second. I've been clocked with you, Richard, in Chicago at the Mid-America as fast as a fifth of a second, 2/10 of a second, 0.2 seconds.
One of the cool things about Speed Trance is that you and I have certainly utilized it in our two-man stage show, which we're going to be performing at the Orleans Hotel in Las Vegas in June of 2014. But we've also utilized it extensively in clinical hypnosis as well. In fact, one of my most popular YouTube videos has about 300 and some thousand hits on it, and it's me actually using Speed Trance in a clinical setting, and that's an awesome video.
I've also done it on TV in front of millions of people, nationally and with video all over the world. So it actually did light a fire under everybody to get this stuff going. You can use speed inductions for clinical, for stage work, demonstrations, and obviously media appearances. It's huge on television if you're going to do something on TV. You can't spend 25 minutes doing an induction on a 3-minute segment or a 5-minute segment or a 10-minute segment. So for street hypnosis, it's amazing.
Now, John and Richard, starting with John, can you guys give me your background and how you guys, I guess, came to working with each other?
Well, we kind of bumped into each other at a hypnosis conference, and I was teaching a class. Richard can pick it up from here. I kind of blew his socks off, I think, at the time, as I recall. I was talking to him in the hall and said, "You got to come see this." And what was your response to that, Richard? You were kind of like, "Who is this upstart?"
It was kind of funny. The first time we met, I still remember it. You just started talking to me as if we had known each other our entire lives. And I thought to myself, who is this guy, and why is he talking to me like I'm his long-lost brother? And so you invited me to your class. Now, I have to admit, I go to a lot of hypnosis conventions. I teach at a lot of hypnosis conventions, and sometimes I just don't go to any of the classes. I'm busy doing my thing. Usually I have a table or a booth I did at that convention, and I wasn't particularly interested in going to any classes, but you were so warm, so friendly, and such an awesome guy. I thought to myself, I have to go to his class. And so I went to your class, and of course, your class was what, in my opinion, was the best class in rapid and instant induction I had ever attended. And so I said to you, hey, why don't you come to the heart of America, to Kansas, next month, and let's produce a Speed Trance video, because if we can hypnotize cowboys and cowgirls in the bars of rural Kansas, we can Speed Trance anybody anywhere. And so you came out to Kansas the next month, and the great thing about it is we've been like brothers ever since. I think our Facebook status even says we're brothers.
You know what's actually, thank you very, actually, that does say that, true. Another point, too, about that class you came to. Another friend from southern New Jersey was in that class, and as you may recall, there was a woman that asked me to demonstrate speed inductions on her. And she came up, and I remember this story because it was repeated to me. After a while, a lot of this training stuff begins to run together. And I went to invite her up, and she said, well, it will work on me. I said, sit in the chair. Well, I don't think it's going to work. I said, sit in the chair. And she said, well, other people have tried, but I said, sit in the chair. I put my finger in her face. I said, sleep, and shoulders to knees in a split second, which freaked everybody in the room out. You remember that?
Absolutely. You know, it's always amazing to me how people are blown away by instant induction, but the reality is we all have the capacity to go into instant trance. This is what happens when we're on the highway and something happens. Just the other day at night, I was driving down a street near my house, and a car was actually coming towards me in the wrong lane. Instantly, I shifted from the trance I was in to my panic trance as I, swerved to avoid the car. We go throughout life shifting states instantly, and there's absolutely no reason why we can't produce a shift in trance states instantly using the methods of speed trance. And I've utilized a lot of different approaches and different methods to instant hypnosis induction. John's approach, the speed trance routine, is I think absolutely fantastic because it's so adaptable. From public demonstrations, when people say you're in a public place, hypnotize me. Well, now you can actually do it. In my office, I have clients who come in and they have an expectation that when they get there, I'm going to do something powerful. Maybe they've seen a stage hypnotist before. And with some of those clients in my office, I use rapid instant induction to sort of give them the wow that they came to my office looking for. And of course, our stage show, I think, John, maybe I'm biased, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think our stage show is unique and the best stage show, two-man stage show out there. And it starts off with a bang, and it starts off with rapid instant induction using the speed trance methods.
It's kind of mind-blowing because you're not spending, 25 minutes hypnotizing somebody. You get them out, you start the show, and then it's high entertainment. It's bang, bang, bang with the routines. And then at the end, we have some post-hypnotic stuff, and it really does rock. I mean, I do a lot of shows every year. I do probably 100 shows a year easy, running around from place to place. Everybody from children in high schools to colleges. I did a group of Orthodox Jewish folks last weekend. Lots of running around doing this stuff. And, rapport, new friends every place. But invariably, after a show, somebody says, hypnotize me, or I'm sorry I didn't get up on the stage, do something cool. And not to mention public demonstrations as goodwill ambassadors for the profession. You know how many waitresses I've hypnotized, and waiters, and restaurant managers, and other people have just asked me to do something cool. I can't drive on a major road in the county where I live here without seeing a street where I've worked in a Radio Shack, a Costco, a hotel, a restaurant, a bar, someplace where somebody's asked me to do something cool, and invariably it's put them out really fast with a speed induction. I've invented about 40 inductions so far.
One of my favorite inductions that I'd like to comment on that you've invented, John, is the butterfly induction, and I've just been using that recently. Oh man, look at my hair.
It's awesome.
Good for me. Yeah, good for me not to bring attention to my hair, but going, oh my God, look at my hair. No, the induction I like that you do is the butterfly induction. It's I think a lot of people, including myself, when I first started doing.
Antonio, your microphone cut out. You were asking about the butterfly induction. Microphone cut out. But John, how did the butterfly induction come out? Because this is actually one of my favorite John Serbone stories.
Well, back in the day, I'd gone to a lot of hypnosis conferences over the years. And I remember watching faster inductions take place with some of the older guys. And a great many of them would keep those secrets for themselves. They were very, lockdown mode about sharing information on certain things. Or they would allude to certain things. Or they would add extra steps in them. So I was on the way back from a hypnosis conference, one of the bigger ones. And I was daydreaming, and I was on I-95 headed south along the eastern seaboard of the United States going home. and a truck had flipped over on I-84, which was my other shortcut to get home. And as I was daydreaming and I was approaching an exit for a town called Mystic, Connecticut, true story, this mystical thought went through my mind. And I thought to myself, if you do this and you couple it with that and you do a couple of other quick things really fast, you're going to cover the multiple ways people get hypnotized. And I tried it 2 days later on a client, and she just dropped out. And she and I have been friends ever since. She's been on my Facebook page with the kangaroo, that everybody has seen and commented on. So she just keeled over on the couch with this big grin on her face. And since then, I consistently come up with new ways to do it, whether you and I have worked together or at times when I've taught classes where another idea pops into my mind. Invariably, in almost every class I teach, I invent some new way to do this. Sometimes in events like World Hypnotism Day last year in Connecticut, I invented new inductions up there because there was so many people to work with. When I was at the Emmy parties last year out in California, there was just huge lines of celebrities. And I just had to get these people into hypnosis. So the faster I can work doing this stuff, the more mind-blowing it is, the happier I am with it, and the less stress and strain on me. Hypnotizing 80 or 90 people or 100 people in one day, one-on-one, a little tiring, but very, very rewarding. And again, the faster you do it, the deeper they go. The deeper they go, the better the result. And then you sit somebody else down and do it again.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now it's back. Yeah, so long story short, I just want to say that one of the best inductions I found, one of my favorite ones, is the butterfly induction. For I would say years, I was terrified to do it. So I've had this copy of Speed Trance right here. I remember, Richard, you gave this to me. I think it was it was a Christmas thing done by Hypnothoughts years ago.
Sure, I remember.
Yeah, and I had this, and for the longest time I wanted to use it, and I didn't use the butterfly induction until I think 2 months ago, doing street hypnosis. I used it on this. Actually, the funny thing is, there was this guy that was Santa Claus, doing this little Santa Claus bit in the middle of the street at this festival. Really big guy. So I knew I couldn't do like a standing induction. Didn't want to do an arm pull, and the guy would have crushed me. I found out that, long story short, he knows Marshall Silver. He's friends with Marshall Silver and everything. So I thought that was kind of weird in the middle of the South Pacific. Yeah, that's my little diatribe. Yeah, John, definitely awesome induction. It took me way too long to use it.
That's the thing about it is it's really pretty simple. We've taught it to people in the morning or an afternoon, and when we do our class on January 18th in Dallas, the cool thing about it is people are going to be doing speed trance using that butterfly induction by the end of the morning, and they're going to feel confident and comfortable using it in a variety of different settings.
And you know what's funny about it is, it's like that's the first induction I invented that way, but it's like that's the most famous one, and there's like another 40 that I've come up with since. But yet it's like your first child is the prodigy, and then the rest of them have to catch up, that type of thing. So it's like my first little baby, but it's out there in the world, and some people have changed it to butterfly fingers. Like somehow my name got wiped out off that induction. But I do prefer, if I invent something, that my name be on the induction, because every one of them is like a little baby I've come up with or something. You know what I mean? So we go from there. Yes.
Now, let me ask you guys, when is this? I know you. Oh crap! I have to edit that part out. Can you let my audience know about your upcoming Speed Trance class you guys have coming up?
Well, we have a class coming up January 18th in Dallas, but the cool thing is we're going to simulcast it worldwide. So if somebody can't make it to Dallas, they can view on their computer worldwide in our online learning center, Subliminal Science. And if they can't make it to that, anybody who signs up, we're actually going to post the video from the entire event, and they can watch it on their own. After we get the video edited, I hired a professional videographer and professional video editor, so we're going to give them about 10 to 14 days after the event. But then the video will be available worldwide to those who register.
Now, let's say if somebody didn't register, how much do you think you'd be selling that? I'm sorry. How much do you think you'd be selling that video for? Easy, over $100 easy?
Oh yeah, there's going to be 4 videos, each probably about 90 minutes long. We're going to make a comprehensive video series teaching Speed Trance, and it's going to sell for between $129 and $159 retail.
Now, what will the people? What will be the price when people register? When is it? The deadline date again?
It's $97 for the first 50, and I don't have the registration numbers right now, but I think we're at around 30, so there's probably about 20 more slots for the $97 price.
Yeah, and then, folks, after that $97 price is up, as salesman-y as it sounds,
Goes up to 129.
And believe me, I've helped him promote stuff, and he doesn't lie. Prices shoot up. I've had people email me, but hey, can you give me that price? I'm like, sorry, I cannot twist his arm. I'm here, and he's in Tulsa. I can't twist his arm. So,
and also, Antonio, I do also teach this stuff in New York and other places one-on-one or in groups too. So I'm continually posting updates on Facebook. It's Richard and I getting back together again. It's been a couple of years. I'm looking forward to the event with my friend here, you know?
Yeah, we've performed a lot in a number of different locations together, but we haven't done a class together since 2007 in Manchester, UK.
I remember that. I wasn't there, but I remember seeing the your Facebook feed about it, and I was wondering when you guys are going to start working together again.
Well, we've been working together sort of behind the scenes, sharing script ideas, talking about different things. Certainly, we're very good friends, and we performed stage hypnosis together in a number of different settings. But as far as teaching together, you know, John's busy teaching, and I'm busy teaching, and so our schedules just haven't collided. The cool thing is normally when we teach together, our classes have been, typically $500, $700 for a 2 or 3 day event. We decided to do this as an online simulcast to make it as affordable as possible and to make it available worldwide. So this is a sort of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, especially for the $97 pre-registration price.
One thing I want to say, folks, is I've had this problem before. Richard and I have had this problem. Now I put a disclaimer up. If you happen to register for the class and it's sold, let's say if it's sold out, you'll get an instant refund. Sometimes the system, the registration system, Eventbrite, with eventbrite.com, if you've got multiple people signing up at once, like 10, 15, 20 people, everything gets bogged down and it won't let you know if it's sold out. So if that's the case, if it's already sold out, you'll get a refund. So make sure to sign up as quick as you can to avoid any kind of registration errors. Now, are there any other kind of bonuses you guys are throwing in, even though we're past Christmas?
People for some reason like things to be discounted. I've always been a firm believer in giving the best price up front, and so $97 is already a bonus. But for the Hawaii hypnosis people, Antonio, who send us an email saying they registered as a result of this podcast, they can send it to me, or they can send it to John, or they can send it to you. John and I will send them each one of our favorite hypnosis scripts that we've written. So I will send them a script, and John will send them a script, and that's 2 scripts from 2 great hypnotists just for paying attention to Antonio's podcast.
And what I'm going to do, as crazy as this sounds, although I love this DVD set, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, for one lucky winner, let's see if I can get this DVD. Here, let me put my video on. Oops. Hold up. Here, let me sit up here a little bit. I'm getting a little lazy over here in Hawaii. Hear the ocean in the background. For one lucky person, we're going to have a contest. Why is this turning off my camera? Hold on.
You're still on.
I don't know why this is switching away. Okay, that should be good. For one lucky winner, from a contest we're going to be running, is going to get my copy of the Speed Trance. I believe this is 2 DVDs, right?
Yes.
And for this, we need to have at least 10 registrants. So if one person registers, then it's no fun. It's no fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some kind of rules. Maybe make it to where you have to maybe share a Facebook post, etc. So keep in mind when you register for the upcoming class, with one of the links below this video or above it, wherever it is, you get a chance to get their Speed Trance DVD, which is an awesome bonus on top of it.
Very cool.
The thing about the class that most people don't recognize or realize is the amount of fun that we put into this class too. It's a lot of. It's not any kind of thing where you're going to be tearing your hair out and worried about results. You're going to learn how to do this. Because I teach it when I teach it, that people get it. I've had nervous people come in here. I've had new hypnotists come in here. I've had professionals come in for training in various places where I've taught, say, in Texas, New York, and California, or other places where I've worked. And yet, within a couple of seconds, they're all doing it. I've trained celebrities to do this. I've done this on television in front of people. You know, you figure the pressure's really on when you got video cameras aimed at you in the studio with lights or on location someplace. But right across the board, everybody is capable of learning how to do this and becoming a hypnotist in spite of whatever their own fears are. And I've had students come in who were afraid, well, I'll speed hypnotize them and take their fear away. Right across the board, from new people to seasoned professionals, to people who are nervous learning anything, we've been able to do this and come out powerful.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the class. I think it was probably about in the past half a year. I was thinking, like, why haven't they done anything? I popped my DVD and I'm like, God, I haven't seen anything by them. And then Richard called me up. He's like, hey, let's do a podcast. I was like, sweet, you guys are finally doing some work together.
Yep. Well, and we're doing the 2014 Hypnothoughts Live at the Orleans Hotel together also.
That is going to be awesome. Which I was kind of disappointed that you weren't there last year, John, or Richard, or John, for that matter.
No, we'll make it this year for sure.
Yeah, I was working actually. I had shows to do. I was booked.
Oh, I think I did hear that.
Yeah, so you know, work is work and money is money. What are you going to do? You got to make a living, you know.
Yeah, you got to be able to pay rent and everything.
Yeah, the mortgage bill comes every month, you know. That's
exactly. So, folks, real quick, when is the date on that class again?
It's Saturday, January 18th, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Dallas time.
So, everybody, make sure to register for the upcoming class. And keep in mind that you have a chance of winning an awesome DVD set, which would be a great companion. Make sure to register before the price goes up and before all of these spots are taken up.
You know, also, too, I update my Google Plus and Facebook on these events all the time, whether it's this class or upcoming classes. So if anybody really needs to keep track of me, take a look for me on Facebook, either the like page or the regular page I have, or the Google Plus page, or the professional page I have on Google Plus also, because it's always updated. I put the events also on HypnoThoughts as well. So I always have an event list some way you can find what we're up to. And I know Richard does the same thing. So if you're looking to keep track of anything he's doing besides this, or anything I'm doing besides this, including this, take a look for us on Facebook, Google Plus, and on HypnoThoughts.com.
You guys, it was awesome. You know, John, it was finally good talking to you. I was going to do a podcast with you guys. That was 3 years ago. It seems like time just whizzes by.
I needed a shave since then, you know. It's been a little while, you know.
Well, I mean, now you can actually see my hair follicles now that my webcam is working. Funny thing, everybody, when I've had this webcam that's probably been like a bad quality for the past year and a half.
3 years.
And then I found out we get on the call and I was saying something about the quality of the webcam, and John, he's like, "What about a lens cleaner?" And I never thought about it. Took a Q-tip, cleaned out the lens, and it went from like really foggy screen to perfect screen. So yeah, I feel like kind of an idiot. Thank you for that Christmas present, John.
You're quite welcome. My pleasure.
I just want to say,
take care, Antonio. Take care, John.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys, and I will see you soon on the call and in Vegas for HypnoThoughts.
All right. See you soon.